What's good, everybody? It's your boy Almighty Foil, and today we'll be going over what will arguably be the best support dino in the game. This is everything you need to know about the immortal Armadoggo. Without further ado, let's get into it. Because of Thanksgiving, the ARC devs dropped an early community crunch this week, and with it, we got our first good look at the new Armadoggo in all its Unreal Engine 5 glory. It honestly looks a lot more like a normal dog than I expected, especially compared to the concept art and dossier. We'll get more into this pick soon. First, let's go over what the Armadoggo is and what we'll do in the game. Starting with the dossier. Wild. I'm told this clever canine was commonly sighted in areas contaminated by element a few centuries after my time, so it may be one of the few life forms to have survived the collapse of the ecosphere. Like the dogs of my day, this is a social animal that hunts smaller prey in packs. That bony, scaled shell likely protects Armadoggo from radiation while also allowing it to burrow through the ground. It can cross long distances tunneling under the surface to avoid larger threats. It doesn't seem threatened by us, and is in fact unusually curious about humans. Domesticated. Armadoggo seems much happier once tamed and eager to help, much like its pampered cousins from my time, and it's one fiercely protective pet, alerting you to nearby dangers and even keeping some at bay. Armadoggo turns out to have a knack for tracking down valuable technological trinkets hoarded by some of the corrupted local wildlife. Once it picks up the scent from an element poison kill, it will take you to its hoarded, eminently weaponizable treasure. No leash training needed. Your loyal new companion will happily carry gear and armaments while you never stray too far away. If your Armadoggo gets hurt, it's smart enough to hide away underground, where it can lick its wounds until it can rejoin you. Looking around at the mess we made of the world, I'm not sure we deserve their devotion. As mentioned in the dossier, the Armadoggo will be able to track down technological trinkets, which are the tech weapons upgrades that were teased a while back. I'm not entirely sure how this will work, as not a lot of information has been revealed about it. But once we get more, best believe I got y'all covered. All I know is there'll be some sort of weapon enhancement similar to the traits in Bob Sawtails 2 with the gene scanner and the dinos, so something along those lines. This thing, once tamed, will be a whole new class of tame entirely, the companion class. It'll basically be a mix of a chibi and a normal dino in the sense that it acts like a normal tame, but will always follow you around like a chibi. If it's in companion mode, then it'll be immortal. No bull. This thing cannot die. If it's in companion mode, if it takes lethal damage, basically which is damage enough to kill it, instead of dying, it'll bury underground for about an hour and pop back up right next to you. It's worth noting that if it's not in companion mode, it can and will still die if it takes enough damage, but that's insane. This dog basically is your companion forever. Even if you die, it'll bury underground and pop up right next to you. He'll always be by your side. And then it also has a shell mode or something like that, like similar to the Dodic, but everything will aggro the dog and it takes 95% reduced damage, which is insane. There's a lot of different strategies you can use with that, but I'm interested to see how that works. Dogs will ride dinos with you, which I think is pretty adorable. And they also have a pack bonus, so the more dogs you have, the better, but you can only have one as a companion at a time. From the dossier alone, it doesn't sound too crazy, well, besides the immortal part, but there's still the attachments we need to get into. With 12 attachments in total, these are what makes the Armadoggo potentially the #1 support tame in the game. That's right, you heard me. 12 different attachments, with each one providing a different buff to you and your companion buddy. First up, we have the bag attachment, which the Armadoggo can carry extra weight, freeing up space for other essentials, which is pretty good, so you don't have to over encumber yourself. The med kit, which offers emergency support, automatically healing you if your health drops too low, which is amazing. So if you're broken bones, boom, instant heal. Spikes and extra armor give Armadoggo some extra bite and protection in battle. Extra armor basically just gives it extra armor. Acts like a regular saddle, but spikes gives it thorn damage. So like a Kentro or an Arthro, if you bite it, you take damage back, whatever attacks it. For those seeking versatility, the speed buff grants a burst of speed when you need it most. So speed buff makes your character faster, which could be pretty good for rocket runs, not gonna lie. The meat sack can draw aggro, taking the heat off of you in tight spots. So like honey, it'll drop a piece of meat. The rest of carnivore will go straight for that meat instead of you. It'll get distracted. Armadoggo can even carry a food basket or ammo box, ensuring that rations and ammunition are always within reach. That's pretty cool. So you can have food. He can carry your food and your ammo for you. You don't have to worry about wasting inventory space or slots with that. That's pretty good. Other attachments. Spyglass and oxygen tank add further exploration support by granting enhanced vision and shared oxygen. That's fire. Basically like in between a scuba tank and last chowder kind of, I think. So it'll give you extra oxygen and the oxygen will go down slower. Spyglass, I don't know if it's gonna work. It's not as good as a tech binoc, but better than a spyglass. So it's probably somewhere in between. I don't know what kind of info it'll show, but we'll see eventually. Rolled sleeping bag provides insulation and a mobile resting spot. That it acts like an otter kind of, where it keeps you warm, keeps you safe from the cold and heat and all that. But then your teammates, like your tribe mates, can use it as a mobile spawn point. So it'll be like a sleeping bag for your tribe mates, which can be pretty good. If you have that one friend who dies a lot, bring this dog with you. It can keep respawning on you. This is definitely gonna be a useful one. And for those with a collectible flare, Armadog can also allowing a second chibi to level alongside you. That's gonna be fire. So you can level up 2 chibis at once, the one that you have on you and the one that the dog has you. But it's crazy because you can have a shoulder pet, the dog, 2 chibis, and then the tame you're riding. That's a bunch of different creatures. So you're gonna be like surrounded by dinos. This is gonna be pretty cool. Now back to the concept art. Taking a closer look, we can see part of the armadillo-like shell that these dogs will have that will help them be able to tank hits like crazy. We can also see how 3 of these attachments will possibly look in game. On the left we have the med kit attachment, which looks to have changed from a red cross in the concept art to a green cross. Smart choice. It was probably because they were breaking an international Geneva Convention law with the red cross, if you didn't know. In the middle, we have the spikes attachment, and on the right, the bag attachment. They all have a very unique look that will make it easy to tell which attachment you or friend is using. We can also see the survivor carrying an adorable Armadog puppy, which I don't think you'll be able to carry them like that in the game, but it's still cute nonetheless. We also get a look at more Bob's Tall Tale skins with the Grenade and Wasteland War armor skins. Skins are looking pretty fire. These honestly are looking to be the best out of the whole Bob's Tall Tale pack. While I'm not as excited about the dog as I am about some other dinos coming to the game, overall, I'm pretty excited to see how game-changing this dog will be. What are your thoughts about the Armadoggo? That's all for now. Until next time, this is Almighty Foil, signing off.